Hello, welcome back to Garden Obsessed. My name is Carla and I found something awesome today that I am super excited about. It is Sunday. We went grocery shopping today, and if you've noticed in the stores and things, there are, in addition to seeds, there are onion sets, seed potatoes, rhubarb roots, things like that starting to pop up in stores everywhere, including the grocery stores. And tonight when we were in there, or today we were in there this afternoon, I wasn't even gonna look because I don't need anything. I don't need any of those. We have our asparagus, we have our rhubarb, we have potatoes saved from last year to use as our seed potatoes. I'm growing onions from seed. I was like, there's nothing there that I need. And something just, was like, Carla, you have to look. There might be something different there. So I went over and had a look and nearly freaked out in the middle of the grocery store when I saw that they had pine berries. I love pine berries. I've grown them once before. I didn't manage to overwinter them. I had them planted in pots and thought maybe I could overwinter them in pots. It didn't work out so well. So this year these are definitely gonna grow in the ground. But I was stoked. So I got these at Superstore. If you're in Canada, they were $8.99 and there are 8 roots in here. These are basically like a white strawberry. So they do look like this. They kind of blush a little bit when they're super ripe. They taste similar to a strawberry. But I have wanted to put these back into my garden ever since, it was probably 4 or 5 years ago when I grew them, and they're so hard to find here. So I was very excited to see these. I did open them. I just wanted to see what kind of condition they were in, because a lot of times when you get strawberry starts, they're kind of like moldy and you want to get them planted like quite soon. And some of these are quite small. Some of them are a little larger. But here's one of the roots. So you can see it is starting to sprout. So a strawberry plant has a crown at the top here where the stem meets the roots. And when you go to plant this, you want to make sure that this stays above the soil, otherwise it will rot. And basically you just want the roots in the soil. So when I plant it, I'll plant it about this deep, and that'll be it. And I think this guy did get broken, but he'll put out more shoots. So it's still, I feel like a little early to be planting strawberries outside. So, I mean, the strawberries that were in the garden, they all survived and they're starting to green up and starting to grow. But these plants have not had a chance to be hardened off naturally, and I don't want to risk them rotting. Like, the soil is very wet right now. It's very cold, which are perfect conditions for rot. So I don't want to lose any of these pineberry babies. So I think I'm going to pot them up, and I think I'm going to pot them up into solo cups. The roots are quite long, and these are, deeper than a regular pot. So I think they'll be deep enough to accommodate the strawberries or the pineberries, and this will buy me a few weeks having these indoors, or even carting them in and out, but making sure they're indoors at night when we have freezing temperatures. It'll buy me those few weeks that I need before I think it's safe to plant these outside. So let's get these potted up. All right, we've got some potting mix here. We've got our cups, and we have our strawberry crowns. So I'm gonna take one out here. This is just an itty bitty one. And this is where the leaves will grow. These were previous leaf stems. The crown is right here where I'm pinching. And then these are the roots. right here. I think you can see that. So I'm gonna fill this up with some of my potting mix here. It's quite dry, but that's okay. Got that in there. And I am going to just make a space here for these roots, and I'm going to try to kind of fan them out a little bit as I put them in here. That's one thing when you're planting strawberries outside. You just kind of want to give them a little bit, their roots a little bit of a fan. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. This is light and fluffy right now, so I am being careful not to cover the crown though. And when I give this a water, that will help settle the soil around that crown. You can see it's still above the soil level there. So this is super exciting. I think they taste an awful lot like strawberries. Some people say that they have a little bit more of like a citrus flavor or something, but I haven't really found that to be the case. I do find them to be a sweet berry. I really like them. These roots are pretty long, so I'm just gonna put a very little bit in the bottom here, and I'm gonna tuck this down in here like so, and I'm just gonna kind of hold it between two fingers while I fill in soil around all of those roots. These will actually send out runners just like a lot of strawberry varieties do. They are a strawberry, like they're a hybrid cross between two different strawberry types. I think one of them was like a wild white strawberry. They have red seeds, which is interesting. And because they don't ripen to red like a strawberry does, they're less prone to have like birds and things try to eat them on you. So that's kind of one of the benefits of pine berries. So I can't wait to add these to the garden. I wasn't planning to buy any pine berries this year, so I don't have a spot all picked out. So we might have to get creative and find them some places. Space is kind of at a premium here right now, but we'll find a spot, don't worry. So there's that little guy. You can see potted up. So I'll get the rest of these guys potted, and then we'll come back for a final chat. All right, so I've got everybody kind of tucked away into a cup. I need to go on the hunt for one more cup. I have one more root here to plant up. I reuse these cups every year. I really like them for the final potting up stage of peppers and tomatoes. The height of the cup is taller than most of the pots this size that you can find, and it allows me to plant my tomatoes and peppers a little deeper than if I were planting them in like a regular 3 or 4 inch pot or whatever before I plant them outside. So I know there's tons more kicking around somewhere, but I'm excited to grow pine berries. It's been a few years, and who doesn't need more strawberries in their life? So I'm curious to hear if you've ever grown pine berries before, if there's something that's more common in your area. Maybe you wouldn't have a little freak out in the middle of a grocery store if you came across them, or maybe you would, I don't know. I would love to hear what your experience with pine berries is. So I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you have a good week this coming up, and we'll see you next time.